Testing, testing. Can everybody hear me? All right. Well, welcome in historic Harwich Center on Old Cape Cod. I am very excited to be here tonight. My name is Tom Yonka, and I have the honor of being the conductor of the Harwich Town Band. Now, this is our last concert of the 2022 season, and we are very happy that you have joined us tonight. There are so many people to thank this year for making this one of the best Harwich Town Band concert season in our 47-year history. Now, I would like to thank Eric Beebe and the Town of Harwich Recreation and Youth Department, the Harwich Highway Department, especially Steve and Kenroy for all they do in setting up the chairs and keeping Brooks Park looking so nice. We also would like to thank the Harwich Cultural Council, Cindy Williams and the Harwich Chamber of Commerce, the First Congregational Church, Carolyn Carey and the Harwich Community Center. Without them, the Harwich Town Band would not be possible. Now, I also want to give a very special shout out to Jim Fulton and Channel 18 for all that they do. They come every week, they film us, so anybody who can't come to the concert can see it not only on Channel 18, but they can see it on YouTube. If you just plug in Harwich Town Band 2022, you can see any of our concerts for this year. And if you leave off the date, then you can see concerts from other times. So that's great. Thank you so much, Jim, for all you do. If you watch last week's YouTube video, towards the end, you can actually see the back of my head and the clouds and the lightning while we're playing Music Man. So we did do it safely. We did watch the weather, and we were lucky because it rained in every single town except for Harwich and Chatham. So thank you very much up there. So by now you know that we have a town theme song, which is called Harwich is the Town for Me. And this is how we do it. The band plays it once, then I sing it once, and then the third time we're all gonna sing it together, whether you can sing or not. So are you ready? It's pretty simple. Without further ado, here is Harwich is the Town for Me. this is the time of year where things start to get dark a little too early. So we come prepared with stand lights, and I've got some special batons so that the band can actually watch me or actually see me, which would be great. So that song was written by Milton Adolphus, and he retired to West Harwich in 1986. So thank you so much, Milton, for writing us that wonderful song. Now, what concert would be complete with a nice, rousing march by the great John Philip Sousa? He was born in 1854 in Washington, D.C., and was the third of 10 children. He studied violin, piano, flute, several brass instruments, as well as singing, and he was also known to have perfect pitch. His father enlisted him in the United States Marine Corps at the age of 13 to keep him from joining the circus. So we actually have a Marine in the Harwich Town Band, Mr. Mark Paradis, and he is an amazing trumpet player, and we're so glad he decided to join the Marines and not the circus. Thank you, Mark. So this one's called Fairest of the Fair by John Philip Sousa. And this is why I want to thank the town of Harwich and the citizens of Harwich for giving us a budget every year that goes to new music, new chairs. We have new hats this year. We thank the town manager, Joe Powers, and all the select persons for being so supportive of the band as well. We really, really appreciate it. So here's our new piece called Curtain Call. Not too fast. One, two. This year when I walked into the multi-purpose room of the community center on our first rehearsal way back in March, someone had set up a steel drum. Now, I didn't know we even had a steel drum player. Well, then I was introduced to our newest member of the percussion section, Kathy Conley. Yeah, she wanted to play with the band this summer, and I said, of course you can. So a few weeks later, much to her horror, I purchased a new piece of music, which actually was a steel drum solo with band. Well, the band learned the piece, and Kathy learned her solo, and the rest is history. And by the way, the Harwich Town Band percussion section is all female. We have Kathy Conley, Ethel DeBacher, Lindsay McDonald, Corey Russo, and the person who is my right-hand man, my right-hand woman, the incomparable Barbara DeSetto on the drum set. And tonight we're actually having a special guest. Mark Parney is going to sit in with us and play the percussion, which is awesome. So this song is called Island Breezes. What she's supposed to do. One more round of applause for Kathy. Not even the shadow band is going to steal drum player. All right, so we're going to switch over to my lightsaber so that the band can actually see me conduct. It helps that it's lit up. It's a green one. All right. So our next song is a collection of tunes from the musical Chicago. It was written by John Kander, Fred Ebb, and Bob Fosse in 1975. It ran for 936 performances, ending in 1977. It also had a hugely successful revival in 1996. It still holds the record for longest running revival in American musical history, and in 2002, the movie version won the Academy Award for Best Picture. So this medley is called simply Music from Chicago. Now, our next piece is only 3 minutes long, but it has 30 different snippets of songs contained in this one piece. You're going to hear everything from My Old Kentucky Home to I Dream of Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair. You might even hear a few Christmas songs thrown in just for fun, like Deck the Halls and Jingle Bells. Now remember, Christmas is only 117 days away, and it's only 110 days to our holiday concert on Sunday, December 18th at 2 o'clock, hopefully at the community center if Carolyn lets me play there. And it's also the first day of Hanukkah. So here's a wonderful song called Instant Concert. Now, Mr. Sandman is a popular song written by Pat Ballard and published in 1954. It was first recorded in May of that year by Vaughn Monroe and his orchestra, and later by the Chordettes and the Four Aces. The song's lyrics convey a request to Mr. Sandman to bring me a dream. It reached number 1 in 1954 and was later re-recorded in 1981 by Emmylou Harris, where it reached number 10. There is also a marvelous version recorded by Emmylou, Dolly Parton, and Linda Ronstadt, so if you go online, you can probably find it. Here is one of my favorites, Mr. Sandman. Isn't that a beautiful one? I just love Mr. Sandman. It's such a great arrangement. Now, our next piece is a medley of songs from a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. It opened on Broadway in 1949 and it ran for 1,925 performances. I'm so glad that Broadway in New York is now open and functioning again. It's amazing what we took for granted, especially during the pandemic. Now, I was just talking to a friend of mine whose daughter took a trip to New York City last week, and she actually saw the new musical called Six, which is about the lives of the 6 wives of Henry VIII. And it's presented as a pop concert, and then they discuss who suffered the most being married to Henry VIII. So that sounds like it's right up my alley, and I think it's actually coming to Boston or the area, so I'm going to definitely, if you want a crazy musical, go see Six. So this one tonight is one of my favorites. It's called Highlights from South Pacific. We've had it, I think the band has had it for about all 47 years, and every time we play it, it's still just gorgeous. So, South Pacific. fun yet? All right. Well, we are going to do the march around. So this is a lot of fun. We want everybody to come down if you're able. We want people, kids, young at heart, and with dogs and cats and whatever you brought with you. Let's do a march around. Now, we don't go around the bandstand. We actually start right in front of me, and then we go around the band and behind the flagpole and behind the tree, and then just keep going around, okay? So Beverly and Laura are gonna pass out some little American flags that you can take home with you. And maybe you guys can, if you want one of my batons. Here, take this one. That'll give you a stroke. All right, so come on up. Don't be shy. We're going to have a wonderful march around. This is going to be the Colonel Bogey March.
Video evidence now.
Play at the last concert of July and the last concert of August every year. Ashokan Farewell is a piece of music composed by the American folk musician Jay Unger in 1982. For many years, it served as a goodnight or farewell waltz at the annual Ashokan Fiddle and Dance Camps run by Unger and his wife Molly Mason, who gave the tune its name at the Ashokan Field campus of SUNY in upstate New York. It was used as the title theme song in the PBS television miniseries The Civil War, but we like to play it at our last concert of the year to say goodbye to all of you, our beloved audience, for coming each week and supporting your hometown band. So give yourselves a nice round of applause. Thank you so much from the bottom of our musical hearts. We really appreciate it. Here's Ashokan Farewell with a solo by Lonnie Giusetto. Our next piece comes from a movie. It was originally a series of 7 novels written by J.K. Rowling about a young wizard named Harry Potter. Now, I love the music, which is by the great John Williams. The 8-movie franchise is worth $25 billion. John Williams also wrote the music from my favorite Jaws franchise, which is worth about $1 billion, as well as Indiana Jones franchise, which is worth about $4 billion, as well as the Jurassic Park franchise, worth about $5 billion, and Star Wars franchise, which is worth $70 billion. J.K. Rowling's is worth $1.1 billion. Steven Spielberg is worth $3.7 billion. George Lucas is worth $5.4 billion. But John Williams, who wrote all the music for all of these movies, not to mention Schindler's List and E.T., is only worth $300 million. Proving my point that musicians are always paid the least. There is something wrong with that. And remember, when he wrote these scores, it was his side job because he was the conductor of the pop. So anyways, this is one of my favorite pieces. It's called Highlights from Harry Potter. What a Wonderful World was the first song sung by a man we all know and love named Satchmo, otherwise known as Louis Armstrong. It was first recorded in 1967. It was #1 in the United Kingdom that year, re-released in 1988 for the film Good Morning Vietnam, and inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1999. Tonight we have another special treat for you. Lonnie Ducetta will also be playing his saxophone solo. Here is our version of What a Wonderful World. Keep this in your minds for the next year, okay? Thank you, Lonnie, so much for that beautiful solo. Yeah, another round of applause. You know, Lonnie and Byron come all the way from Bourne to be in the Harwich Town Band. Thank you. And I thank every one of these musicians. They come from every town, from Bourne to Eastham. And thank you so much for being a part of the Harwich Town Band, because it is amazing that they're all here and together. Now, we're just about done with our concert, and we're just about done with our season. Now, it's hard to believe that we started back in June and that this Thursday is going to be September. So where does the time go? I'm just getting older and older because I have no idea how to take time and grab it and hold it. So we're going to end with a very special treat. It's another Sousa March. It's the National March of the United States of America. And we have a very unique way of playing it, which some of you know and some of you don't. So, right after we do this Stars and Stripes Forever, we will then ask you to stand for the Star Spangled Banner. So this is our national march called Stars and Stripes Forever. Please stand for our national anthem. How about it for the Harwich Town Band, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being part of our special family here. And we'll see you hopefully on December 18th at our holiday concert. And if not, how about next summer, the end of June? Take care. Good night. God bless.